Okay, lovely. So wherever we are, seated or standing, we are just going to kind of find the earth to begin with. So we've got our point. So for me now, as soon as I say earth, I've kind of made that connection in my brain and I can send the sort of messages down my feet and feel that space where my bottom of my foot starts to touch the ground and just sort of notice the foot, and we can sort of move around into the foot as well. Make sure we've got a nice stable base. We've got that good connection between the feet. Have a little feel of the weight difference from side to side. Are we quite evenly distributed? That's always a great place to start. So there's a tiny bit of a hip posture. If you're standing, it's just a little tuck. So from the side, it's just a little tuck, nowhere near these big Pilates tucks. It's just a little one. We get a little bit of an opening at the back here. So this should be comfortable. If it's not comfortable, then don't do it, basically. If you're sat on a chair, you are sitting those squishy sit bones right back. So you're getting a little bit more contact with the back of the chair. If you need to lean back into the back of the chair, absolutely fine. I prefer you to be relaxed. Okay, so if you're seated, you're going to give the knees a little bit of a massage and a sort of move around the fluids to get that connection. And if you're standing, we're going to give a little bit of a push, like a little pulse into the knees. Lovely. Perfect. So we've got the knees relaxed, the pelvis, just that little tuck. Now we're going to relax the shoulders. So let's take a nice big inhale through the nose, and we'll let the shoulders just release a little bit more on that exhale. Lovely. Let's do one more. Lift them up a little bit. Release, but nice and controlled on the way down. We are melting them down. Lovely. Let's put one hand on the belly. So this is just underneath my belly button on this squidgy bit. Let it relax. I'm going to put the other hand, if it's comfy, on the chest space. And you can rest them there. You don't need to be holding your arms and your elbows up. They can relax in this posture. So we're just going to find our breath for a couple of minutes here, just so we can sort of feel that earth connection and get a hang of this breath pattern. You might not want to do the breathing all the way through with the movements, but just have a go right now, see if it's comfortable. So we're doing an inhale through our nose and we're expanding this belly space first. Then the chest and the lungs will rise. We're going to do a slow exhale through the mouth. So we're inhaling through the nose, expand the belly, expanding the chest, and slowly releasing the breath again. So this is the full pattern. It's just a big belly breath. We're expanding this abdominal belly space first. Gives us much more lung capacity, using a whole extra little pocket down the bottom here. And we're keeping the hands here as like a grounding, nourishing sort of technique. And we can get a bit of sensory feedback from the tummy and the chest rising. So I'm just going to give you a minute where I'm not going to keep talking, and we can just see if we can look into this breath. Couple more breaths. If lots of things are popping into your head, maybe you can just let them go on the exhale. Give you a little bit more space. You can do one more just as you slowly release the hands and open the eyes. There's no rush to come back round. Awesome. So we're going to let the hands just come to the sides of the body. You can have a little wriggle or move around if you need to. We are going to get moving a bit more in a second. Lovely. Okay, so we'll just check in with that bottom half that we already worked on setting up. So we've got nice grounded feet, soft knees, little dip or tuck of the pelvis, shoulders relax, jaw relaxed if you can, letting a bit of tension fade from the face. And we are going to get a little bit of a sky connection now. So we're going to imagine that a lovely golden thread or ribbon has tumbled from the sky and it's popped down and it's going to travel through the whole spine. So it's going to come into the head and it's going to lift the spine up a little way. And it's just going to help us create loads more of this space that I just mentioned. So the chi can move and we can just sort of have a bit of flow. Wonderful. Okay. The chin just drops ever so slightly in Qigong. We're not staring up. This is so that we can have a soft gaze if we want to. And for any of the parts, you're welcome to close your eyes if it's more comfortable. Okay, so we're going to start with the hands. So before you move, I want you to just send all your intention down to the fingers. See how much of the hand and the fingers that you can feel before we even start moving them. Awesome. Okay, so now we've got a sort of a sense maybe of where the hands are. We're going to gently start to open the palms to face away from the body. Lovely. Just hold that for a second. It doesn't have to be as big a stretch as mine. And then we're going to turn back in just to face the body. This is starting very slow micro movement that we're going to build up. So if we go one step that's maybe too far for you, you can just go back to the easier part, or you can leave it there. So we're just going to do open and close a few times here, nice and controlled. There's no rush. Lovely. And draw nice and slow back in. Okay, we are going to take it one step further and get the neck involved a bit. So I am going to let the hands maybe turn slightly further into me, and I'm going to just start to look down to the ground. And when I open those palms up, my head and neck is going to match the movement and it's going to start to look up. I'm not going to go all the way. I'm just going to go to maybe where the ceiling and the floor meet to begin with. So when I'm open, I'm going for more of a higher look. And then as I close it down, I'm dropping the chin to match. So let's just go for a couple of those, just so we can start feeling the neck moving today. Notice anything that's happening there. Just carry on. I've just got to let someone in. Lovely. And on the final one, you might want to make it a little bit bigger. You could take the gaze a little bit higher, maybe where the moon might be sitting in the sky. Pause and stare at the moon for a moment, and then just bring it to a nice relaxed posture so you can let all that go. You can have a little squeeze or wriggle. Hi, Veronica. We've only really just got going with a bit of movement. We're just starting to open up a little bit. Okay, so
Thank you.
lovely. We can use that same movement and we can take it to a slightly different place now. We can take it so that we're taking, maybe the arms are going to go a little bit wider out. So we're getting a little bit more of an opening of the shoulder and chest here. And I'm going to add in a look to each side now. So it's comfortable for me to go all the way to sort of facing over the shoulder. And then when I turn the hands, I'm just going to come back to center. So we're doing this quite slow. It'll just be like basically a quarter of the way for the neck. So we're going to open up again and I'm going to take it over to the other shoulder. Lovely. Turn back in. Do that one more time each side and then just check how you feel. Okay. How are you guys feeling? Have a little wriggle. All okay? Okay. There's no chats, is there? It was really great when I did my EDS course because I got an assistant and they like checked the chat for me and did the register and everything. It was amazing. I have to remember to do it all now. Okay, so how did that feel with the neck? Was that all good? Okay, lovely. Let's do a little bit more loosening up now. So we're going to do a few nice shoulder rolls. So we're going to go backwards with the shoulders just a few times. Lovely. And that last one, just really like melt back down. Lovely. Okay. How are you guys that are standing? How are you guys for balancing? We're going to do a bit of balancing. You're welcome to hold on to a chair. Okay, those guys that are seated, you won't have to worry so much, but you will be lifting an arm and a leg up if that's okay. So we are going to, if we're standing, move the weight over to one leg because that's going to be supporting us. If we're seated, that's not quite so much of an issue. Okay, so we're going to be drawing both hands up and the foot and toe, but only if you can take it off the ground. If not, just go to a tiptoe, okay? And then we're going to sink it back down. So this is going to be very slowly sinking. Beautiful. Let's take it to the other side. So we move the weight, draw up. Lovely. Sink back down. Let's go to the other side. Do one more on each side. Come up. And sink. Beautiful. This is one from Soaring Crane. I'm sure you can imagine. And sink. Lovely. Okay, and if that felt all right, that little bit of balancing or using just one bit, we're going to come up again. If you can hold it for a little bit, and we're going to do some circles. If it's too much everything, just do hands and then maybe do feet, okay? Or just try your best. Awesome. And reverse. Lovely. Make those wrists up. Have the chi flow, let that sink. Connect to the earth. And take it over to the other side. Draw up. Nice big circles. And sink back down. Did you reverse? I think I reversed. If not, have a little bit of reversing. Have a little wiggle. Have a little shake now, I think. That would be good. See if we can loosen up. Let a bit of tension go. We'll do one more movement and then we'll have a little sit again. Okay. So, these are really simple. The fingertips are going to face towards each other. The palms are up with this. So I'm kind of connecting in with this belly space, this lower dantian. We're going to connect there and we're going to draw chi up just to the chest. We're going to turn the palms They're going to face down and we're going to let them sink back down. Don't have to be precise with where they start and finish. When you get to the bottom, we're going to turn again and draw back up. Lovely. Let the palms turn, sink into the earth. Let the knees sink a little bit here. Lovely. Let it turn, draw up. One more time. Turn it over. And you can let the hands completely sink there. So I just want you to have lots of pauses. Just have a little bit of a feel of everything that's going on now. A little check-in with yourself. And then, sorry, I'm just going to grab just a little drink of my water. And then we'll add a bit of breath to that. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw in the breath. We're going to inhale as we draw up to our peak of the chest. You can imagine it's that air traveling. We're breathing in through the nose. It's expanding into the belly. We're drawing up. And then we're going to turn the palms and we're going to sink and we're going to let the breath go. So the breath goes, release. Lovely. When you're ready to draw in again, turn the hands and bring it up the chest. A few just like this, sinking with the exhale. Draw up. And the palms and sink. Two more, drawing up. Letting everything go on that exhale. Last one before we pause. And just release the hands slowly at the sides of the body. All the way down, connect back to the earth. And let the shoulders release. Have a little move or a sway if you need the comfort there. Okay, let me keep an eye on the time. Okay, how are we doing, everyone? Sorry, I've changed my camera now. Hello. So, are you up for having a little bit of meditation? And would you like some music for that, or would you just like to focus on the breath?
Music.
Okay, give me 2 secs then. And if anyone wants to grab a drink or a cushion or a chair, make yourselves really comfy. We could go on for like 10 minutes. We normally do like up to 10. When I was reading something the other day, we did like 12 minutes. So that was really cool. Sorry, I've turned the screen off because I'm just trying to add the music. Excellent. I hope this is good. Share. So for the meditation, there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can, if you really liked that heart and tummy holding posture, you can do that for a bit longer, or you could put your hands resting, both of them on your tummy. Where's the share button gone?
Is this seated, Santana?
Yeah, I'm going to sit down. You can do standing meditations. If you want to stand up, I'll stand with you.
No, I think I'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no pressure to stand up. I'm going to sit down. So can you hear that? Is it too loud? Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear
Can you hear the music?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay then. So we'll give it 5-10 minutes, just relax. If anyone really struggles with stillness, the breath is great to come back to, but using a mantra can be really useful. I've got ADHD, and that was one of the best ways for me to kind of sit and meditate, was to use a mantra, which can just be like 1 or 2 lines, or 1 line you repeat. The one I did in my ADHD meditation was, I can handle this, because it was if you were like feeling really uncomfortable, and I think that one's quite a good crossover for like people who are in pain as well. But the other one you could use is mind and body relax, or body relax, mind expands. These are some Qigong specific ones. So we want feet flat on the floor. And if you can't get your feet flat on the floor, we're going to imagine some beautiful vines are going to come and help us create that earth connection for us. And someone did that the other day who could already get their feet on the floor, and they said that really helped. So if you're great with visualization, that might be a nice one. Just find yourself a comfortable position. We're going to let that pelvis sink. Feet to the earth, lift head just a little bit closer to the sky so we can get our lovely moonlit sky connection tonight. I think it's the second night of the full moon. Nice and powerful. And this will be our little treat, a little rest on a Sunday after a busy week. I know I've been really busy myself, trying to catch up on all the things I couldn't do when I was unwell for a few weeks. So I am, happy to have a moment for us.
Beauty awakens in every whispered room.
And if you sense that you're having a little bit of tension come to the body, maybe you can send a bit of breath to release those areas. Or you can noticeably relax when you feel that tension building.
Sunlight kan blom upp när ni andar. Skuggur lirguir undir himni. Ljus speglast vacker strömming. Skuggarnir dansa anden kvar formen. Beneath the lake, the past still sings. Bátminn berst neðan vörum nætur. Dulrödd kallar í mistri. Rúnar ristnar í steinum dýpstu. The echoes whisper through the tide. Þutin hjartans sörgur geyma. Undir bylgjum lifir tími. Kyrrð og spegil húkur rís. The waters know what we forget. Haugun speglar sorgar fånra. I djupen ovakna traumar. Handan flás færar rödd. A journey I the lost return. Verden I hjartans sangur geyma. Undir bylgjum lifir tími. Kyrrð og spegil húkur rís. The waters know what we forget.
We'll just do one more minute, and I just want you to use this time to come back to the breath, come back to the body. See if we can let the body just relax a little bit more. Any tension that's just come up. One more noticeable fade away. Few deep breaths. On those exhales, really letting all the breath out and the body relax with the exhale.
Lægrin syngur gull í straumi. Vindrur faðmar græna lend. The world awakens full of light. Sól gillir vetn rósir blómgast. Jörðin lifir í mildri rödd. Hver sem lítur finnur feg.
On your last exhale, you can just start to gently open your eyes. There's no need to rush, just kindly come back. Have a move, have a little wriggle of the toes, of the feet. And wriggle up the body. Have a little move, a little sway as you come out.
Ljósið dansar við hafsins far.
That was really nice. I loved that music.
Tíð mun renna, fegur stendur. Time may pass, but beauty stands. Figured
I'm going to copy the music into the chat actually, because it's a really cool playlist. Copy. And then if anyone wants to do a little bit more at another point in time, you can have my... It's only off YouTube. I didn't make it. I found it on there, but it's like at a special frequency. So it's supposed to be at this frequency that's more relaxing. So you're getting a few things out of it, hopefully. Okie dokie. Okay, how's everyone feeling now? Let's just do another little check-in with your bodies.
Great.
Excellent. Okay, so if you're feeling really chilled out and you want to stay seated now, just stay seated. I think that's what I'm going to do. I was quite happy down there, but you guys do whatever you feel like at the moment. So feet flat on the floor, shoulders relaxed, jaw relaxed. Lift the head just a tiny bit up to the sky, chin drop. So we're going to let those hands come to the side of the body. Lovely. And we're going to raise them up. We're going to do a scoop into a prayer position. Lovely. Bring that down past the forehead, down to the chest. Okay, we are going to drop that maybe a little bit lower. So these bits of the hands are actually going to put pressure in, and this is kind of just where that bottom of the bra strap is. So we're going to use the palms to put a little bit of pressure in there, and we're going to do a breath here. So we're going to do an inhale and an exhale here before we go back into that. And exhale. Let the hands sink down. Pause, and when you're ready to take a breath, you can scoop with the inhale. Up to prayer position and pull it down with the exhale. Push it into the chest. Do another breath here. Exhale. Let the hands sink down, that last bit of the breath. And when you're ready, scoop in a nice fresh breath. Hands join, fingers draw down, so we're pulling down from the sky. Lovely, into the chest. We'll do one more round, so a nice bit of pressure and breath here. Lovely. And let that exhale go. The body relax. The arms sink. That's the last time. Lovely. One more scoop into your prayer and draw it down. You can just have it gently there for a moment. We're just going to let the shoulders and the neck relax. Lovely. Okay, if your hands are okay, we're going to let the fingers fall forwards and point forward. So I've still got my hands together, and I'm going to let that start to push out. Just see where my limit might be today. Lovely. So we're getting this extra stretch across the arms, and then I'm going to let the hands start to part. We're going to face down to the earth just for now. Lovely. And then we're going to stretch the fingers wide. So really wide fingers. Lovely. Nice big stretch. Then let the fingers relax. I'm going to do that one more time. Stretch and relax. Lovely. Now we're going to pull the palms up, and we're going to take them out to the horizon. Lovely. And we're going to do maybe 3 or maybe 5 if it's within your limits today. We're going to push out, let the hands relax, and we're going to draw the palms in. Well, not all the way, that'll be a bit too much of a squish, and then push out. And if you want to add the breath, I'd be drawing in and pushing out with a nice big exhale. Lovely. Couple more. Relax and draw in. And out. Last one. Let the hands relax. Draw in. Go back out. I'm going to let the palms turn so they're facing the sky. And then we're going to go into a big scoop. We're not going to meet in a palms. This time we're going to scoop above the head. So we've got a little bit of a ballet posture. And we're going to bring the palms down over the front of the body. Past the face, the neck, the chest, down all the tummy, direct it down the legs, and come back open. We're going to do that 2 more times. So we're going to scoop out, make a big scoop. Grab all the chi, beautiful. Bring it into the body. Lovely, draw that in. Maybe some of you are into Reiki and you can see lights and colours. I just haven't got that imagination, but I wish I did. But I feel all sorts of things physically. I just don't get the visuals. And bring it down. You're going to rest the hands on the tummy with this last one. So we're going to cross the hands. They're going to rest over the lower part of the belly. This is our body point in Qigong. So this is representing of our physical body. So it's great for us spoonies. We need all that extra energy and attention for the body. So let the shoulders relax. Lovely. Just going to pause for 20 seconds here. Lovely. Have a little wriggle around, little shake. If you're up for it, I just want to do a little bit of lymphatic drainage massage and then maybe a tiny bit on the face, okay? So you can stay seated or standing. We're just going to rub across the chest, into the shoulder, a nice rub. There's some pressure points at the back of the shoulder there. We can get involved. Lovely. Take it down the arms, into the joints, definitely into those fingers and those hands. Then you can come back up the inside. So you can go down each arm once or twice, however you're feeling. Lovely. Take it over to the other side. Into the shoulder points. Oh, mine's stiffer than I was expecting. Yeah, we do this to flush all the fluid, circulation, lymphatic drainage. It's got loads of benefits, this kind of self-massage. And it's becoming quite sort of like a topic on Instagram. I can see lots of people starting accounts just about lymphatic drainage. And I'm like, let's just take on what you're doing. Into the shoulders. And then we give ourselves a little bit of a belly. Take that into the kidneys, give the kidneys a run. And then if you're happy, you can go sort of just down the inside, back of the legs, and then up the front of the legs. Lovely. In behind those knee joints. Down to the floor. If it's comfortable. System, even though it's one of the main sort of systems in our body for clearing toxins and flushing through, we have no way to do that without physical movement. So As people who don't have to get around as much. Okay, have a little shake. I'm just going to come a little bit closer. We've got 1 minute. Let's just do this one above the head. So we're going to meet in the center, get that little bit of work. That lovely yin tang is this pressure point, which we just all kind of know as the third eye over the eyebrows. So we're getting a little bit of contact with them out to this point, which we know as the temple. A couple of times. Underneath, I'm going to meet in the middle, and I'm going to go over that line of my cheekbone there, up to the temple. Lovely. And last but not least, do a little bit of jaw love. So this can either just be an up and down, or you can go from side to side. Because yeah, there's loads of these more lymphatic points in the jaw here, but also the curse of TMJ. So I'm always conscious to give the jaw a little bit of extra love. Okay, lovely. A little shake. And we're done.